वेलकम टू वीलर्न। वेलकम टू वीलर्न। वीलर्न में आपका स्वागत है। इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंस सेशन नंबर 4। टॉपिक कवर्ड इन दिस सेशन: इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंस, करेंसीज, फ्यूचर्स, ऑप्शंस एंड स्वैप्स, money market, capital market, and now international finance. Total global trade as measured by export in 1948 was $58 billion, 2008 $16.1 trillion. From 1948 to 2008 increased of 27,805% or roughly 10% per year compounded. So this is the trend of international finance. This trade is underpinned by an international financial community consisting of multinational banks, global stock markets and multinational corporations. And now currency. A short history of fixed exchange rate, gold standard prior to 1929 stock market crash. A nation's currency was directly convertible into gold at a fixed exchange rate. Gold flowed out of a country that ran a balance of payment deficit. Gold flowed into a country that ran a balance of payments surplus. This fixed exchange rate regime was seen as a form of discipline on countries to maintain a balance of interest rate and trade, though it was subject to breakdown if a country ran low on gold. A short history of fixed exchange rates. Depressions of 1929 to 1940 where the second world war was take place. जब दूसरा वर्ल्ड वार हुआ उस समय जो है डिप्रेशंस आया, जिसमें कि बहुत ज़्यादा मंदी थी, कोई सिस्टम हमारे यहाँ इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड के अंदर नहीं था। गोल्ड से जो है हम एक्सचेंज करते थे, गोल्डन एरा उस समय था। और उसी के चलते 1939 में जो है वर्ल्ड वार भी हमारा चल रहा था। तो कंट्रीज बेंट ऑफ द गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड एज डोमेस्टिक नीड टुक प्रीसीडेंस ओवर ऑर्डरली इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड रिलेशंस। और क्या हुआ कि उस गोल्ड के चलते जो है आपस में देशों के रिलेशंस बिगड़ने लगे, क्योंकि जो गोल्ड किसी भी कमोडिटी के लिए गोल्ड जो है एक्सचेंज करना पड़ता था, और गोल्ड की जब कमी आने लगी तो आपस में नेशंस में जो है झगड़े शुरू हो गए। देन प्रोटेक्शनिज्म, curtailed trading between countries, स्मूथ हॉले टैरिफ ऑफ 1930। ये जो है टैरिफ शुरू हुआ 1930, लेकिन केवल प्रोटेक्शन के लिए था कि नेशंस में आपस में किसी तरह का विरोध न हो, ट्रेड स्मूथली चलता रहे, या कोई भी दूसरी कंपनी या दूसरा देश किसी दूसरे देश को जाकर के डिच ना करे इन द ट्रेड पॉलिसी, या ट्रेड बैरियर्स को ब्रेक ना करे। उसके लिए 1930 में ये एक टैरिफ आया। वर्ल्ड वार सेकेंड, करेंसी या शॉर्ट हिस्ट्री ऑफ फिक्स्ड एक्सचेंज रेट्स। ब्रेटन वुड 1944 agreement which established a new fixed currency regime with the dollar as the anchor, and in turn the dollar was tied to gold at a fixed price of $35 per ounce, led to the creation of International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, today's World Trade Organization में जो बदल गया है। पहले वो एग्रीमेंट गैट जिसको हम कहते हैं, पहले गैट होता था जिसमें कि सभी देशों के साथ में ट्रेड करने के लिए एग्रीमेंट होता था, और क्या गुड्स नहीं सेल करना है पर्टिकुलर नेशंस में, उसके लिए टैरिफ डिसाइड किए जाते थे। लेकिन 1905 ऑनवर्ड आपके WTO में ये चीज चेंज हो गई है, और WTO जो है क्या है, एक इंस्टीट्यूशंस है जो कि आपके अमेरिका में इस्टेब्लिश्ड है, और वो जो है सारे नेशंस की पूरे वर्ल्ड की जो ट्रेड है उसको फैसिलिटेट करता है, उसको कंट्रोल करता है, उसको अपॉर्चुनिटी देता है। A short history of fixed exchange rate, inflation in the 1960s and consequent escalating commodities price led President Nixon to close the gold window in August 1971, effectively ending the Bretton Woods exchange rate regime. लगभग 25 साल बाद जो है 1971 में जो गोल्ड जो ब्रेटन वुड सिस्टम था वो रिजाइम जो है ख़त्म की गई और उसके बाद फ्लोटिंग एक्सचेंज रेट रिजाइम वाज टेक प्लेस. फ्लोटिंग रेट रिजाइम आ गया. फ्लोटिंग एक्सचेंज रेट के अंदर क्या था कि एक्सचेंज रेट बिटवीन टू करेंसीज कैन मूव इन प्राइस ईच डे. दैट मीन्स बाय द फोर्स ऑफ डिमांड एंड सप्लाई जो है ये होने लग गया. वैल्यू ऑफ करेंसी इज डिटरमाइंड बाय द सप्लाई एंड डिमांड इन द मार्केट प्लेस. और मार्केट में जाकर के जितनी किसी करेंसी की ज़्यादा डिमांड होगी उसका उतना ही प्राइस बढ़ जाएंगे, जितनी उसकी सप्लाई कम होगी उतने प्राइस बढ़ जाएंगे, सप्लाई जितनी ज़्यादा होगी उतने प्राइस कम हो जाएंगे. जिस तरह से आपकी कमोडिटी मार्केट होता है सेम एज आपका करेंसी मार्केट जो है इंटरनेशनल नेशंस के अंदर होने लगी. फ्लोटिंग एक्सचेंज रेट के अंदर अंडर द फ्लोटिंग एक्सचेंज रेट रिजाइम इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस मस्ट अकाउंट फॉर करेंसी ट्रांसलेशन रिस्क. इसके अंदर क्या होता है, करेंसी ट्रांसलेशन रिस्क होती है कि हम एक करेंसी डिनोमिनेशन से दूसरे करेंसी डिनोमिनेशन को बदलते हैं तो इसको हम ट्रांसलेशन कहते हैं. जैसे सपोज वी हैव चेंज द रुपीज टू डॉलर, दैट इज अ करेंसी ट्रांसलेशन बाय टू बाइंग द येन. तो इस तरह से हमारी करेंसी ट्रांसलेशन होता है. करेंसी ट्रांसलेशन रिस्क दैट वैल्यू ऑफ द फॉरेन करेंसी चेंजेज इन ए वे which makes business less profitable absent an exchange rate devaluation. Floating exchange rate of a particular currency with US dollar is either how many dollar it takes to buy 1 unit of foreign currency, how many unit of foreign currency it takes to buy $1, cross rate American perspectives, exchange rate between two foreign currencies because it can be calculated by multiplying their rates relative to the US dollar. And now future options and forward securities and other contractual mechanism that help business has their currency translation risk like forward contract, future contract, options contract, swap agreement, etc. Future forward contract, privately negotiated agreement under which one party of a commercial bank would agree to purchase another currency from counterparty at some fixed rate at some defined point forward in time. Terms negotiated between parties, type of currencies, rate, time for forward delivery, mechanism, physical delivery or cash settlement. Each contract is a one-off deal. Rarely secondary trading or securitizations of a contract. Then future contract traded by the exchange, that is Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Standardized term of contract, quantity of currency rate, time of deliveries, mechanism for settlement, generally cash settlement, Marco facilities, liquidity in any particular contract, albeit at the expense of individual tailoring that a forward contract can provide. And now options contract, one party pays a price premium to have the right to buy for a call options or sell for a put options a certain amount of currencies at a defined price called the strike price. Priced based on the elaborate financial models, many are derived from Black-Scholes options pricing model by Fisher Black and Myron Scholes in the early 1970s. Swap agreement, privately negotiated agreement between parties under which one party agrees to trade off, swap a risk it bears with a counterparty in exchange for an instrument that does not have that risk. That is interest rate swap. One party that is bearing interest risk through a floating interest rate will agree to swap floating rate for a fixed rate from the counterparty. There may be explicit fee associated with swap. Fee may be embedded into terms of swap. Borrowers benefits by locking in a fixed rate and counterparty benefits from the fee income it generates for swap. Swap agreement that hedge currency risk. One party agrees to swap stream of cash flow in one currency for that same set of cash flow in a different currency. Credit default swap, one party swaps its credit default risk and upfront fee and series of annual fees until expiration of swap to counterparty in exchange for assurance of payment of notional values of swap contract in the event that the underlying company default one payment of its debt security. International money market, international debt securities with maturity of 12 months or less. Euro dollar market, debt securities denominated in several different currencies with US dollar being most prevalent. Euro dollar, any dollar located outside the US or currency borrowed in London money market at London interbank offer rate, LIBOR, 90 days LIBOR benchmark short term rate or proxy for weighted cost for one bank to borrow from another for a short period of time. Interest Equalization Tax 1963 made repatriating dollar more expensive than keeping them abroad, caused international bank to look for a way to borrow and lend in dollar outside the US, directly led to creation of euro dollar market. Euro dollar market today, large generally steady liquidity market, bank lend to each other at the LIBOR. Bank use LIBOR as proxy for their cost of fund and charge their best customers some spread over LIBOR. Interest rate parity, interest rate charged in international money market are tied to exchange rate of underlying countries. No arbitrage condition that must hold on average over time. Difference in forward exchange rate for two countries' currencies must equal difference between interest rate in those countries. Interest rate parity. Carry trade has fund borrowed money in Japan at low interest rate on assumption that the yen would not appreciate sufficiently to offset interest rate differential. From mid 2002 to July 2007, the yen dollar exchange rate was stable but broke down in July 2007, January 2009 time period has fund which had borrowed in yen were stuck with massive losses. In the immediate aftermath of World War II, American capital market were dominant in the world finance. Over the past 60 plus years, New York has gradually decreased in importance as a global financial center. The result of this is that global capital raising is more dispersed with regional centers such as London and Hong Kong raising in importance. Trading occurs among major market centers around the world and across time zones. Business managers face risk and opportunity. Company can list its share on one of many different financial markets. Financial firms need individuals in various locations in order to meet global client demands. Global risk managers need to be alert to changes in market condition, interest rate and exchange rate and the consequent effect on business conditions. And now do it yourself. Explain various kinds of derivative usage in the international finance. And number second, what is capital market? And that's it from session number 4. Thank you.